All right, get ready for this one. Think back to your childhood, that pure, sticky 90s nostalgia. Now, what if that sweet memory took a seriously dark turn? Well, that's exactly what happened, and it led to one of the wildest marketing campaigns I've seen in a long time.
So, I have to ask you, what do you think a fruit snack brand, Gushers of all things, made? For real, take a guess. I bet you won't get it.
Yeah, a horror movie. I'm not kidding. Not a new flavor, not some silly ad, a legit short horror film. It's an insane move, and we're gonna get into exactly how and why this whole thing happened.
So the movie is called Fruithead, and listen, this wasn't some low-budget thing they threw together. Oh, no. They brought in some major talent for this.
Yep, the Bradley Whitford. You know him from The West Wing, The Handmaid's Tale, but more importantly for this, from some really big horror movies. The second you see his name, you know, okay, this is something more than just a weird ad. I mean, this guy has serious horror cred. He was the creepy, secretly evil dad in Get Out, right? And he was in The Cabin in the Woods. So he gets this genre. He knows how to do horror comedy, and that's exactly what this is. But why? Where did this idea even come from? Well, to understand that, we've got to rewind to the original Gushers commercials from the 90s. And if you're a millennial, you remember these. They were kind of weird, right? The whole thing was based on this super strange early CGI body horror idea. You know, a kid bites into a gusher and bam, their head just gruesomely transforms into a giant strawberry or an orange. It was supposed to be fun, but let's be real, it was kind of creepy. And that's the goldmine. That's the weirdness they're tapping into now. And it all came with this amazing tagline. It's just so perfect, a little bit unhinged, and the new movie uses it as a huge part of the plot. It's one of those things that just sticks with you. Right, so this new film, it doesn't just give a little nod to the old ads. It builds this entire twisted backstory, a whole mythology around them. It's actually a pretty sharp commentary on the advertising world. Okay, so get this. The plot is just brilliant. Bradley Whitford is this ruthless commercial director, right? And he's so obsessed with getting the perfect shot that he uses actual dark magic to turn a kid actor's head into a real strawberry. But here's the kicker. The crew just goes, we can do that with CGI. So they abandon the kid, Jacob, who is now stuck forever with a strawberry for a head. Fast forward a bunch of years, and Jacob is back for some sweet, fruity revenge. And like I said, they didn't skimp on production. It's directed by Mike Diva, who's a legend online for his wild, surreal videos. And it was made with Imagine Entertainment. That's a huge deal. It just proves Gushers wasn't messing around. They wanted to make real entertainment, not just a 30-minute ad. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. As crazy as this all sounds, Gushers isn't alone. They're actually part of a bigger trend. We're seeing more and more brands turn to short horror films to get people talking. Like just a few weeks before Fruithead came out, Angry Orchard, the cider company, did their own thing called Sweet Revenge. And they brought back Jason Voorhees, like the actual Jason. So you can see the pattern, right? Brands are figuring out that a good scare is an amazing way to get our attention. Okay, so that brings us to the big question. Why does this actually work? Why is it so smart? Because it's not just about being spooky. It's way, way more clever than that. Let's break down the secret sauce here. First off, the nostalgia is just perfect. It's aimed right at millennials, tapping into this shared, weird memory that creates an instant bond. Second, you have that brilliant contrast, taking a sweet childhood thing and making it dark. It's unexpected, it's memorable. Third, it's made for the internet. It's short, it's punchy, it's perfect for YouTube. You don't have to commit an hour and a half. And that all leads to the final ingredient. It's incredibly shareable. I mean, the headline, Gushers made a horror movie, is something you just have to click on. You see it, you watch it, and then you immediately send it to your friends. So when you boil it all down, this is what they did. They didn't just re-release an old ad. They found this weird, kind of creepy piece of our collective past and spun it into something totally new, totally modern, and honestly, really entertaining. They didn't just remind us of a memory, they turned that memory into a whole event. And that just leaves me with one last thought for you. Gushers found the horror in their history and leaned into it. So, what other brand from back in the day has some ad that's just begging for a horror movie sequel? Seriously, think about it. The options are kind of terrifying.